Hello, everybody. This is my next interview here today, and I'm gonna have Romy Koelzer actually joining me here in a little bit. She's a former college tennis player from Clemson University, and I'm gonna try to invite her so that she can introduce herself to. There she comes. And yeah, I'm excited to talk to Romy a little bit more about her career, as she played college tennis for 4 years and now is trying to make an impact on the professional area. Oh, and I like it with a Clemson hoodie. I love it. There you go, Tigers. How are you doing, Romy? Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, I'm doing great. And you?
I'm doing fantastic. As I would say, I'm doing great. Considering the coronavirus, I'm healthy. I can go
Yeah.
outside, the weather is nice, and things are slowly, like I think in Germany, opening up again here in South Carolina, which is extremely nice. So, but how are you doing?
I'm great actually because I'm able to practice for almost 2 weeks now. So I'm back on court, which is really nice. And yeah, so you actually have like a day plan again, a schedule to follow. And yeah, it's just nice to get back to reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before we go into that a little bit in detail, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? I know that you used to play for Clemson, as we can see. You are a tennis player, but if you can introduce yourself a little bit to everyone, to the audience, that would be great.
Yeah, so I'm Romy, I'm 28. I played college at Clemson University, and
Go
then
Tigers.
yeah, definitely go Tigers. And then I went to Virginia Commonwealth University to do my master's in sports leadership. And then after that, I decided to come back to Germany, and I traveled a little bit and did all the things I wasn't able to do before. And then I decided to go pro and try to see how it goes on the tour. And yeah, now 3.5 years later, I'm here. So in Frankfurt, practicing at the tennis university. And yeah, so that's about
And
it.
who's your coach? Who's your coach there?
I mean, my coach is Bastian Suvampate, but I mean, the academy is of Alex Vasque. And yeah, it's
The
really
former
cool.
college tennis player himself, right?
As well, yes.
There you go. Perfect. So tell me, I know that your highest ranking was last year. I think you made it to on the WTA tour and 395. Please correct me if I'm
Yeah, I
wrong.
think it was 395, yes.
395. Perfect. And yeah, tell me a little bit about like the difference between college tennis, being a Clemson Tiger, having that atmosphere. Tell me a little about like what was your highest ranking there to, being now on the professional tour. I think it would be great to understand like the differences from a former college tennis player.
Yeah, so on the tour, my highest ranking, as you said, was like 395. And in college, I think it was 23 in Division
Hmm.
1. I think just generally when I started, the level of competition on the tour, and when I played in college, now I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen college tennis for a while now. But when I played, it was really, really high. I mean, we had Danielle Collins. She went to the semis, I think it was of US Open, and so many other great players. I competed against Jennifer Brady, who is also, I think, top 50 now. And so the level was really, really high. And that really helped me to actually transition to the Pro Tour. And I directly had like some results in the first tournaments I played, directly had a ranking. And yeah, so that really made my life easy, to kind of transition to the WTA, or better ITF tour. I'm ITF, not WTA yet. Yeah, so like from the competition side, it was almost really, really similar. Also, when now the transition of the ITF tour, it's getting stronger and stronger. So actually the level is getting higher and higher. So that's made my life really tough for the past year. I also dropped a little bit because of all the changes on the tour, like with the new ranking system and like with the transition tour and the actual WTA rankings. So that was tough. Yeah, it was a tough transition there, but
I love to hear a little bit more about it because you were influenced directly by it. I just saw it from the outside. I read everything about it and I was
yeah.
informed. But how did it impact the change? Like how was the change impacted you as a player? Like what was like going on, like you just said, you dropped in your ranking. So if you can explain that a little bit more to, you know, all the other players too, I think that would be very beneficial and helpful.
Yeah, so the problem was actually my highest ranking, because if I would have been ranked lower, I would have definitely gone to play transition tour, play 15Ks, and like trying to get a really high ranking there so that I'm able to get directly into main draws of 25Ks. And yeah, if I would have been ranked about 300-ish or 250, something like that, the decision is clear. You play 25, 60s, and 100s. But yeah, I was right in between, and I had to decide, okay, what am I going to do? And therefore, I'm already a little bit older. I was like, okay, so I'm going fully in, and I'm definitely going for 25s. But the competition was just so hard because a lot of people did it. And then I even had to play some qualies with like 390 in the world. And it's just, yeah, the competition was so strong that then I had really great matches, and I competed on a really high level. But at the end of the day, I dropped and dropped and dropped. And now I'm at like 570 or 75, something like that. So yeah, now I'm here. And
so it was a tough year for you from that aspect. Yeah, understandable. I think you're not the only one complaining about it. I think a few players talked about it and had struggles with the change.
Yeah.
In that sense, and I think that's a good point for, you know, using college tennis again as a platform to, you know, get used to the level, and then hopefully afterwards take the pass as you did. On another note, what are your personal goals this year? What is your goal? Yeah, on the athletic level, where do you want to be again?
On the athletic level, it's good that you say it, because I'm also having some other goals, just personal development wise, and trying to do something with my master's and bachelor's degree. But other than that, my personal goals are just to not overdo it right now, because if you really push hard right now, then we don't know when when we are gonna be able to compete again on the tour. So you really have to manage your energy and have to manage your body as well, because if you completely burn out now, then at the end of the year when you actually start, you're just done and not motivated and tired and everything. So the goal for us and for the academy is that we're taking it step by step and week by week, and we're starting really slow also because we haven't been practicing for 6 weeks. So it's really tough on the body as well, all the joints, and they're just not used to the hitting anymore, and working that much and that hard. So yeah, we're taking it really slowly there. So that's definitely one of the goals, to kind of manage my energy there. And yeah, then definitely to compete on a national level as well, because there's like the DTB Tour Series that's coming up. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I'm going to get in. It's going to be really close depending on who else signed up for it. But yeah, so those are kind of a couple of the goals. Definitely to work on some technical things, to get back in shape also, and be stronger than never before. Really, that's the goal of everyone, you know, to come back really fit. That's so awesome. Yeah, but those are definitely some athletic goals. Yeah.
Before I come to your personal goal, which I'm really curious because I have no idea what those are, so I'm keen to hear about it. Can you give some advice to other players who are probably in a younger age, like in the sense of like college tennis and going to the pro level? If you have some advice to those players from your experience now being 28, what would that be?
I mean, definitely when you're already in college and like you have that team spirit and the team atmosphere and everything, you definitely have to be prepared that when you actually transition to the pro tour, that is a completely different life, that you don't have that support system, that you have to do everything by yourself. I mean, if you have the money, of course, then you can have like a travel agent or a manager or anything. But that was definitely one aspect where I also appreciated college so much more, because they were just taking care of you, you know, like you did not have to do anything. They were taking care of like helping you with academics. They were taking care of your travels, which means like flights, hotels, where we go to eat, and so on. They planned our days. Okay, tomorrow we have a match at 11, so we're going to do our warm-up at 9:30. We are going to drive to the courts this and this time. So and now like when you go to the pro tour, you have to do everything on your own. And it takes some time. It took me a while, probably around like 1 year, to kind of have my routines and like when I'm eating, you know, how my body digests the food the best, and when I'm going to warm up, what am I going to do if I have a match at 6 p.m. I mean, in college we never had a really like a match that late in the afternoon. So those were just some factors that you really have to be, that has to be clear to you, you know, that there's going to be a change in that, and that you have lonely times, you know. Because,
yeah, because in the college, like you said, you always have the team around you, right? So even
yeah.
if you feel like you didn't play your best, or but you have the team and you have a coach and you have this, you know, the whole supporting system around you to make sure you're covered again. You have, I think, sports psychologists, I found out the other day. You have nutritionists, you have a fitness coach, you have you have the coaches, like you have individual practices, you have team practices. So I think that's a great point. And this is actually probably some also interesting points for the coaches too. If a player, you know, from like you, from Clemson University or from other schools, try to go then pro, how can the coaches from college, you know, prepare you a little bit better for the steps of like, what is it to become a pro? Because like you have all that support system, and I think it's amazing, because if I think about my age when I was 18 to like 22, I think it was great to have that support system to personal develop your game, get used to the high competition and all of that. And then, but I think it would be great for the coaches in the US as well to help those kids, like your example, for example. Okay, what is the big difference between, okay, you want to go professional, what can we do to assist you to become that professional player, and what are the challenges you might have, you know, being individual, do everything by yourself, and you know, coach you a little bit on that part as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that would definitely have been a huge help. I think actually my coach, Nancy, she would have really assisted me very well. But therefore that I went to Virginia to coach actually for 1 year, I didn't have that direct transition.
Anymore. So, that's true. That's a very good point from you there.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
And
therefore I can't really like talk about my own experiences there. I think she would have really assisted me and helped me. Also the assistant coach would have helped me for sure if I would have asked for things, but therefore that I didn't have that direct transition, it took some time, you know, and then I kind of also figured things out on my own. And yeah, I never really asked them for help, actually, to be honest.
But that's your character, since I know you have been always doing so much on your own as well. So that's a great habit of yours, and a great strong character. So this is great. I think that's a great transition about talking about your strengths. Tell us about your personal goals this year. What is in your mind using your master's and bachelor's degree major?
I mean, now when we face the Corona times, I definitely had a lot of time to think, like everyone else as well. And I mean, I sat down and really tried to think what I want to do when I'm done with tennis. And there are literally some projects that I really would like to conquer, let's say like that. But I definitely like, for example, I'm really into yoga and meditation and things that just enhance my performance and enhance my body and really support my lifestyle and my health and everything. So I definitely would like to do like a yoga teacher course, things like that, you know. Then I'm really reading a lot, so really going into mental coaching work, like reading about that and reading about yoga, reading about just so many things, how you can like, yeah, develop personally. And that's also a direction that I would like to go into when I'm done with playing. And yeah, so I'm just trying everything there to get as much knowledge as I can, and yeah, do some different kinds of courses and stuff like that. So now I have the time. When do I have the time?
When you have the time, right? But this is great, because I mean, all those things you just mentioned, they're beneficial for your own career. So you can basically share some of your experiences from what you have been doing, what you have been learning with others, and can, you know, express your changes, how it have benefited you on a personal note as well. And I know actually, as you know, I live in Charleston, and I know some academies here. They have implemented yoga heavily in their whole routine and concept, because they see the benefit, how it affects their tennis players.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it gives me so much more flexibility, much more strength. Also for my balance, it really helped me on court. So I think it's definitely something that everyone should implement at one point during the week. Yeah.
Awesome. Now let's go
you're 28. Let's go like 10, 11 years back in time. Yes.
If I can remember.
What was your point of saying, like, I would like to play college tennis? That's the right path to do. What was your motivation back in the days?
So actually, my dad wanted me to go pro right when I finished high school.
Just to get an idea, what was your ranking approximately in Germany back in the days?
Oh, I think it was like 40, something like that.
Okay.
40. Yeah. So yeah, and then I said no, I actually don't want to, because yeah, I would actually like to study. And then I mean, we started working together with Roga, and I was like, okay, so what are my options? You know, I want to know like how this works. Like I don't know anyone who actually went to college, so let me know, like, because it was all at the beginning stage. You know, now you think like, okay, everyone went to college and everything. You know. So it was like right at the beginning of uniexperts as well, and I was like, okay, so let's do this. Tell me about it. You know, what are my options? Where can I go? What is the location? What is the university's academic level and stuff like that? So he definitely told me some options that I would have, and I was like, okay, so let me think about this. You know, it's really far away from home. And yeah, then I just sat down with my parents and said, okay, guys, I really would like to do this. I know we have invested so much these past years, like into my development and actually trying maybe to go pro. But for me, my education is really important, because if there's like one injury or anything, then I'm out. And I would really like to have a backup. And yeah, that's why I actually went to the US.
And two things to that. First of all, I think it was lucrative as well financially to go to the US. And secondly, you can explain that a little bit more in depth. And secondly, how did you pick Clemson? So why was the Tiger the right choice for you back in the days?
Oh, definitely, definitely. For sure. I mean, I directly fell in love with the campus when I visited for the first time. I actually visited 5 different universities.
Do you remember?
Yeah, NC State, Oklahoma State, University of Tennessee, University of Miami, and Clemson.
Okay.
And therefore, I'm from a really small town in Germany. Miami was just too big. It was just, whoa. There are a lot of people, a lot of animals here, and no. So I decided I definitely don't want to go to Miami. Then University of Tennessee was just too big, the campus. Like, I knew when I go there, I needed a car, you know, to get around, and it was way too big for me. And then my experience in Oklahoma was when I was actually driving down the street. There were like so many dogs lying on the side, you know. So my first impression of Oklahoma, they were dead. It was so sad. So my first impression of Oklahoma was like, ooh, that is a dead place, you know. Also, when I loved it, I loved Coach Young, you know, he was a really nice guy. Sometimes still in touch with him. Like, I think he's still there, right, at Oklahoma State?
There's Chris Young now, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Young, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
So
oh, he's doing a fantastic job. Yeah, he's been doing really well there, yes.
I really liked him, his family, really, really nice. I got to know them all. So from that aspect, I really loved it. I also liked the campus and everything, but just the area, I did not really like it. Mm-hmm. And then I went to NC State, loved it. So that was kind of a closer choice, and Clemson. And yeah, but then I visited Clemson. It was awesome. I mean, there's like a huge lake, there's a lot of nature, so that reminded me of home. And then the stadium, I mean, if you ever have been to Death Valley, you are like, whoa, that's amazing.
Death Valley, just for everybody else, is college football. Is one of the most successful teams in college football at this point. So Death Valley is their stadium, and it's epic. Yeah, if you watch college football in general, you know about it, but it's an amazing experience for sure.
Yeah, so all the impressions I had in Clemson, and I could go everywhere by walking, you know, like from one side to campus, it was like about 20 minutes walk. I think now they've really developed. It's so much bigger now these past years. They also have a completely new tennis facility and stuff like that. And I mean, my coach Nancy and Coach Scott, who actually recruited me, they were so welcoming and nice. And I mean, I directly felt at home first time I was there, and then I just never wanted to leave. So
So then you became a Clemson Tiger and you played your 4 years. And as you can see, the bright color is orange. That's a color, and purple, right? If I'm not mistaken, purple and orange. Those are your colors from your school. What is your and we have been talking about it. Do you know some pointers from your logo and from your tiger? Do you know anything about him? Is there anything we need to know about him? I know he always does push-ups in the stadium and things like that.
What do you mean exactly?
The tiger, like your mascot.
Yeah.
I think. Do you know is there anything you can share about him, or anything we need to know about him? Does he have like a nickname or anything?
No, not really. Not that I
just a Clemson Tiger. He does push-ups whenever.
There is, and I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was just checking in
for him actually, but no. I should
okay,
figure that out, actually. I was there for so long and I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine. That might be a difficult question. So if you go back in your 4 years of college tennis, and if you go back in your career, I think you said 3.5 years now as a professional tennis player. What were your highlights in college, and what was your highlight in during your professional time?
I mean, my highlights in college were just the memories with the girls. I mean, senior day was really, really special. I can give you a quick overlook about that day, but we got like really nice posters, like it's always, you know, and that's how I knew senior day. So the girls write nice things on the posters and about the memories and everything. And then normally the coach is giving a short speech, and then you are going on court and playing the match. But for us, it was a little bit different, and we didn't expect that because we were all 4 seniors. So 4 were leaving and 4 were staying. So that was a huge senior group anyways. And then Nancy was starting to talk, but then after 2-3 sentences, she was like, okay, so actually I'm giving the microphone to the Tigers now, and they would like to say something about each of the players. And we were like, what? That's crazy, you know? So the first girl came up. I don't know who started. I think it was Bea, like the Italian girl came up, like Corolla is her name. And she was like saying really nice things about Bea. And then they were saying really nice things about my other teammates and also about me. So that was really, really emotional. And we all cried so much. It was unbelievable. We played against Notre Dame. They actually stopped practicing, like stopped warming up, because they never experienced something like this either, you know, like it normally doesn't happen. And yeah, it was really an amazing experience. And yeah, that was definitely something of the nicest things that, of the nicest days, yeah.
As a memory, I can tell you're still getting a little emotional about it. So that's great.
I could
that's
also
awesome.
start to cry.
Are you still in contact? Are you still in contact with your teammates? Romy, are you still in contact with your teammates?
Oh yeah, we have a group, WhatsApp group, and we actually did like a group chatty thing on Zoom the other day, like when we were all at home and didn't really have anything to do. So we actually were able to all go online at the same time, because my teammates are from Asia. So it was like nighttime their time, afternoon for us, morning for the US. So it was like
so international all over. Yeah. That's great. So that was like on a personal. Athletically, is there anything standing out from you from an accomplishment?
Yes, in one weekend, we actually won the ACC title that year. I think shared with Virginia or something. Not like the conference title, but just like like not at the tournament, but the title of the conference, right? So and we beat Duke and UNC in the same weekend. And they were number 1 and 3 in the nation at that point. So that was a really successful weekend for us.
That was amazing. That's great.
Yeah, no one really expected that. So that was great.
And for everyone who doesn't know, ACC is a conference, is a big conference in the USA, in where Clemson University is playing in. So that's why she mentioned that ACC, what that stands for. Great. So that's athletically during your college time. However, what is your biggest athletic achievement or your memory from your professional time?
Definitely some semi-finals at 25Ks. Then I played a final of a 15K. So those were my singles achievements, kind of thing. So, and then in doubles, I played a final of a 60K and a semi-final in a 60K. So I think those were like the best results that I've had.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
never won a tournament yet, you know. Like I was like 390 something, and I never won a 15K, which is so sad. It's definitely on my bucket list, you know.
there you go. There you go. It's gonna come this year.
Yeah, that's probably just 2021 will be possible, but yeah.
Oh, great. Awesome. I really appreciate your feedback on this. So if you have one recommendation for the players if they decide for college tennis in general, what would that be?
That's a tough question. Like just one.
I give you two, maybe three.
Okay.
Whatever you have advice for other players, because I feel, you know, it's for me, I'm in a similar situation. I played college tennis. I mean, I didn't have the level as you did. I made it to number 91 in Division 1, so I was very happy about it. But I have never been 40 or 50 in Germany on the men's side. So I developed in college. I loved it. I knew I wanted to go a different route, and I had a great experience. So whenever I talk to young kids and the families and the parents, I just enjoy talking to them and share my experience, right? So because if I can do, I love my college tennis experience. I think it's one of the best things. I think college in general in the US is so amazing because sports has such a big value in the US. And I feel sometimes, unfortunately, unfortunately, it hurts my heart, but in Germany, sports doesn't have the same value as in the US, in the sense of like, you know, if you look at the college atmosphere, do we have great facilities? Yes. Do we have great academies and great coaches? Yes. And you experience that. But still the value as how much sport is celebrated in the US and in college specifically, it's just a completely different atmosphere. And for me, if you like college, if you like your sport, and it's not only tennis, it's like golf, track and field, soccer, basketball, football, it doesn't matter. If you love your sport and you love to go abroad and learn English, and you love to combine your education with your sport, even if you still have the wish to at one point compete at a professional level, I think college sports offers you so much that I highly recommend just to do it. And even if it's, you know, you go over and you experience this and you feel like, oh, I cannot stay away from my family, I cannot stay away home, that's no problem. Then after a year, you come back home. You have nothing, you didn't lose anything. But most of the players who I know, like you did, they finished there 4 years because they love it so much.
Yeah, of course. I mean, definitely loved it a lot. And now you talking about all of those things, I definitely have one advice for everyone who goes to play college tennis is use your time there wisely and don't just go all out partying all the time, you know, and like use the facilities that you have, use your coaches, use all the resources the university gives you. Like you said, you know, you have a nutritionist, you have a psychologist, like you have academic advisors who help you in your academic achievements. You have just so much help, and I think not enough people are actually using it, you know, and really trying to make the best out of their time socially, of course. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't go out or anything, but I mean, you definitely have to think about it, you know, and take a step back and say, okay, like what can I do here? How can I be really great athletically? How can I be really great academically and still have a nice time, you know? So I think more players should definitely think about this more right in their freshman year, you know, to have like a goal and to have a plan for the next 4 years. And that's definitely one advice that I would give.
And I love that advice. And I think I talked to Chiara Tomasetti the other day, and we talked about that as well. And I think another aspect I would like to talk to you about, which was actually great to hear firsthand from you, is that, you know, after you graduated from high school, there was the option to play professional tennis directly or to go to college. And you decided to go to college. Do I say that this is the right path for everyone? Definitely not. I'm not saying that. But what I'm always trying to do is, especially with the players who are like very high level and they have the ambition to play professional, all I'm saying is like, take the option and see what is the best path for you to accomplish your goal, right? Yeah. I'm not, and I say like you did, take an official visit some schools, get to know some coaches, look at the facilities. Do you need 3-4 more years to develop personally, to be in a team environment, to play on the highest level in college, to have the surrounding system and support system, like you said, psychologist, nutritionist, fitness, tennis, to develop. And then after the 4 years, you decide, you know what, now it's the time to go professional like you did, or stay in Germany and work with your coach, work with your academy, and never play college tennis. But all I'm saying is, and that's what I'm always trying to implement, is at least take a look what college tennis can offer you, and then you have a choice to determine, is it better to stay in Germany and stay with my coach or the academy or wherever I am, or is it a smart way for me to go to the US and use that system and then play professional tennis after? That's something I'm always trying to convey as a message, and not becoming pushy or anything, but that's why I love to hear how you decided and how was your path was to take the commitment to say, I'm going to play college tennis first and then I'm going to go professional afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I also have always been a team player, you know, so for me it was really nice to actually play in a team. I'm also still not the person, I'm getting better, you know, just to making decisions just for myself and being a little more like that, you know, because I'm always too nice. And I really had to learn the hard way in the first year when I went pro, because in college you just like, I loved it, you know, I love to be around the team and all of those things. And then I was strong enough to actually go on the tour and also accept setbacks, you know, because with the team you had a lot of setbacks and your coaches really helped you always to get back on track. So also when I had many pushbacks in my professional career, if it was that I lost a match, or if it was because, yeah, I was too nice again, you know, and someone took advantage of it, you know, for example. So with those setbacks, I just really knew how to handle them much better. Also because I had a leading role in my team, you know, so, and I always gave them advice for different things. And now I was able to give advice to my own. And I was like, okay, Romy, so you really learn from this, you know, you can do a mistake once or twice, you know, but not a third or fourth time. So that's something that I really learned in college, and how the team environment actually helped me so much to transition to the pro tour.
Oh, I think this is a great closing statement of our interview here. And Romy, I highly appreciate your time today. It was so much fun to talk to you about a different way, because, you know, I talk to freshmen who are in college right now about the college experience, but I loved this interview especially to also see the difference between what is the professional life looking like and what is the college life looking like, and how your decision paths took you to lead you where you are today. And I wish you all the best for the year 2020. I can't wait for the COVID-19 to finally be over with, that you can start playing tournaments again as soon as possible. Stay healthy. Please keep me posted on your personal adventure as well. Okay. Yeah, on your yoga. Yeah, it would be great to see that. And yeah, I wish you from all the best from a personal note, and wish you all the best for the year 2020 for sure, and 21 and all the years following.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Of course, Romy. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye bye.